Hey people, today I'm going to do a bit of a composting video. So as you can see, I've got no material in my compost bay. Oh well, just a little bit of stuff I've cleaned up. But yeah, I'll just start by showing you the materials I'm adding. I usually make my compost out of a mixture of manure and coffee grind. So you can see the coffee grind, the darker stuff in the back corners of the tray. And the manure, that's horse manure mixed with straw, as you can see. So yeah, so that's going to be the nutritional base of the compost. And I've also got some sand here, and you can see some stuff has been growing in this sand, and a fair bit of leaflet has been breaking down in it because I've dug it out of the dam. It's not straight sand, so if anything, the sand will help improve the texture and structure of the soil, make it more of a loam. Texture and structure of the compost, make it more of a loam, and it may add some carbon matter as well to help bind the nitrogen and the nutrients to the compost rather than having that break down and be released as gas. The other thing is you can see there's a bit of straw in this horse manure here. That should also add carbon matter. So yeah, if it was just straight manure and coffee grind, you'd want to add some leaves or some potash from a fire pit in order to add some carbon matter, because that gives the nitrogen something to bind to as it breaks down, rather than just being released as gas. So yeah, I'm just going to slowly shove all of this material into my compost bay here, and yeah, I'm going to mix the sand in with it, and it looks like my dog's going to keep me company doing this, so she seems very interested. Anyway, so I'll put this over here. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. If I put any more in the heap, it'll probably make it a bit difficult to turn. So yeah, I've got a bit more than I expected, but they'll break down over time, and I don't really need to carry maytals in the eat anytime soon, so I'll probably just add more to it in a couple of days when it's broken down a bit, and then store the rest somewhere else, or sell it, or give it to a neighbour. I'll determine that. But yeah, that's basically that part of the process. The last part of the composting process that I do is I'll water it and turn it the last time. So I'll just do that now. You add water to it to give the microbes something to drink, the microbes need carbon and water mainly to drink. The nitrogen also helps, but they basically need the material and the water to be able to thrive. And I want to have microbes thriving in there because they're the microbes, the bacteria, the fungi, they're the stuff that breaks it down. So I'll just get the hose and give this a bit of water. Yeah, so that'll be that for that load. That's going to break down a bit more, as I said, so I'll add more material as it breaks down. There's a fair bit of carbon in there. There's a lot of straw in the manure. Yeah, I'm puffed. This is physical work. This anything to do with a shovel is hard. Yeah, just before I go, I'll give a quick explanation as to why I'm wearing the bandana. Basically, whenever you're handling composts or organic material like this, particularly stuff that can get dusty, you've got the risk of catching bacteria. Legionnaire's disease is transmitted by compost, so I recommend, if you can, wear a dust mask. I don't always wear the dust mask when doing this. I usually have it nice and wet, but this was fresh stuff. This wasn't as drenched as I usually have it, and yeah, I was handling a fair bit of it at one time, so I decided to wear the mask. And yeah, so I use the bandana as the equivalent of a P1 mask or a nuisance dust mask. A P2 mask or an N95 mask, they're typically a builder's mask. They're if you're dealing with like silica, small doses of silica, nasty stuff like that. But this stuff is literally just garden dusts. They're classified as a nuisance dust in Australia. And yeah, just a P1 mask or a basic cloth mask would be enough to filter the worst of the dust out and drastically reduce your chances of catching Legionella disease or any respiratory problems based off just the garden dusts. So yeah, that's why I'm wearing the bandana. Plan to get a few more of these. We're getting a few more delivered because they do make a very useful P1 mask in a pinch, and they're reusable. You just wash them. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for that, guys. Hope you learned a bit about the composting process and what I'm doing here. I'm going to turn that every day now. Some people turn it every 2 days or every 3 days, but I like to turn it every day because that gets more oxygen into the pile, allows the aerobic bacteria, the oxygen requiring bacteria, to thrive better, and that raises the temperature of the pile. Aerobic composting is also known as hot composting, and the reason I'm doing that is because this horse manure is known, all horse manure is known to contain seeds, and so hot composting, if you hot compost it for long enough, at least a month, it should kill most of the seeds. It does kill most of the seeds. Like, there's some seeds, like maybe rat's tail, would survive the process, but most of your broadleaf weeds, the seeds and your vegetable scraps, all that sort of stuff, they would die if they would become non-viable if you were to hot compost them for a long enough period of time. And what you've got to do is you've got to turn it such that the stuff on the outside gets eventually cycled into the core of the pile. That's why I turned the top and then the bottom to put the top stuff, let it drop down, put the bottom stuff on top of it, hopefully. But yeah, I haven't had any problems with weeds the way I've been doing it. So far this is like the 4th batch of compost I've made, and I haven't had any weeds in my garden turn up from it. So it's a pretty reliable way of doing it. Anyway, yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the worksite next time. Have a good one.